Is it recording? Yes. Okay, let's go. It's getting dark. Bird Feeder Series, episode 3. Before you set up a photograph at your feeder, let's talk about the top 10 mistakes people make that can destroy your sessions at the feeder. At the same time, I'll of course share with you how you can avoid these mistakes, and I'll give some essential tips to get the best shots along the way. First up, choosing the wrong location is one of the biggest mistakes you can do. For example, placing your feeder in a busy area can scare birds, and especially shy birds like the jay or woodpeckers, away quickly. Look for quiet sheltered spots near trees or shrubs where the birds have a safety zone around. When your place is as busy as mine is, there is a lot of cars right now. When you place your feeder in the woods, for example, you can also use the natural surroundings to frame your shots. Trees and branches can add depth to your photos, and positioning yourself at different angles can create unique perspectives so your shots don't look the same all the time. When you choose your spot, make sure to not use low quality seed. Cheap bird food mixes often contain filler seeds that the birds just don't like, and that food will stay there and rot over time, and with that the birds will definitely stay away. Go for fresh, high quality seeds to attract a variety of birds. For a large variety of birds, you don't need a large variety of seeds. For example, I use mainly sunflower seeds, as these attract about, let's say, 10 singing bird species at my feeder over the year. In addition, I use peanuts for the jay and the woodpeckers, and with hazel and walnuts I can attract the woodpecker even better. And also, of course, the squirrel. So choose 3 to 5 foods and buy them in big packs. By that you can save a lot of money, especially when it comes to sunflower seeds, which form the base of my bird food. Now in autumn and the colder times of the year, the birds rely on feeders, so try to keep them filled during that time. If they come and find an empty feeder, they might stop visiting altogether and reorientate, as it's really important for them to keep feeding. What you can do is to plan a feeding schedule that the birds can get used to. By planning your feeding around the best times of photography, you can get them used to come and feed during these times, providing the best light for your photography. I talked a lot about that in the last episode where I told the top 10 tips for bird feeder photography, so make sure you check that out after this video. Mistake number 4. Not cleaning the feeder. And there is nothing much to say about that. Dirty feeders can harbor mold and disease, which can be harmful to your birds. So clean your feeder like every couple of weeks to keep it safe. The clean feeder also enhances the aesthetic of your shots. The 5th mistake is using the wrong type of feeder. Different birds prefer different feeders. So make sure to choose one that fits the types of birds you want to attract. The singing birds are all fine with seeds that lay around, but the woodpecker, for example, loves to look for food on trees. That's why I put up this dead tree behind me, where I can hide nuts in gaps in the tree trunk. Also, because it has something to do, it stays longer at the feeder, which gives us a lot more time to photograph it properly. Number 6. Overfeeding. While it's great to attract birds, too much food can spoil quickly. Keep an eye on your feeder and only put out what I can eat in a few days. Keep the feeder half full to encourage birds to come back frequently. This also allows to photograph different moments and interactions over time as the amount of food gets less. There might even happen some fights over the last bits. Number 7 on our list is ignoring seasonal changes. Different birds come and go throughout the year, so adapt your seed offerings to match what's available. Oh, there was a mice. Oh god. It was like this big, it was so sweet. The seasonal changes also create backgrounds, just as the fall does now. So make sure to go out and use now the colorful leaves in fall or snow-covered woods in winter to enhance your photos. Even though the weather is not that nice anymore. Just bring some tea and you'll be good to go. Mistake number 8 is forgetting about water. Birds need water for drinking and bathing. A simple bird bath or a water hole can transform your feeder to a hotspot for 2 of their basic needs. That doubles the chances of visits and also for shots. But also don't forget about your own hydration. Bring some water when you stay at the feeder for longer. Getting a headache because you did not drink will quit your session very quickly. Now, mistake number 9, I've said it before, patience or not being patient. We are talking mistakes. Give it a few weeks until the birds arrive at the new feeder, and don't be discouraged if they don't show up right away. That also goes for sessions. It might happen that you'll have to wait for an hour or more until your targets show up. And finally, number 10 is maybe one of the most important things that differentiates between a good photographer and a very good photographer. Is there a squirrel? Something just happened up there in the trees. The mistake a lot of photographers make is not taking the time to observe. See, I just took my time to observe what's happening around. I could also hear that the blackbird is screaming around there because, yeah, maybe because of me now, but yeah, take your time to observe. In order to get extraordinarily good results, you have to spend some time just watching the birds without your camera. By not concentrating on your photography, you'll learn so much more about their behavior, their preferences, and maybe even observe cool interactions that you then can prepare for the next time when you're there with the camera. Try to learn and remember which birds visit at what times. Look out for birds that might be around but don't come close, and try to find out why. Is there not enough small woods around for the small birds to jump around? Is there not enough big material for the bigger birds to land on? Is the water too shallow for the big birds to bathe in it? All this will help you get a deeper understanding of what is happening at your feeder, so you can optimize it, and you can also optimize your photography sessions in the best possible way. And I think that's exactly what we want.